Here's the entire history of the American quarter. The first quarter was minted in 1796. This is called a draped bust quarter. This design didn't have a value mark. So in 1804, they changed the reverse design to this heraldic eagle and added the value. This design continued until 1815, where they redesigned the obverse to what's called the capped bust. The eagle had the motto E pluribus unum written above it. That was until 1831. Where they reduced the diameter of the coin and removed the motto. This design continued for 7 years until 1838, which is where we swapped to the seated Liberty design, which has the most varieties of all of the quarters. This design remained the same until 1853, when for 1 year they added rays around the eagle and arrows to the date. The next year, though, the rays were removed while the arrows stayed in place. This also only lasted a year, because in 1856 they returned to the original design, which lasted until 1866 when they added the motto back. We're not done. In 1873 they added back the arrows to the date, which only lasted for 2 years when they returned back to the fourth variety and took the arrows off. This final variety would last until 1891. As in 1892, we swapped over to the Barber design. It actually remained unchanged from 1892 to 1916, where we swapped to the standing Liberty quarter. This design didn't change too much. In 1917, they added 3 stars below the eagle on the reverse, but the date was taller than the rest of the design, so they were being easily worn away. So in 1925, they lowered the relief of the date, and this design would last until 1930. There were actually no quarters made in 1931. But in 1932, the Washington quarter was introduced. This is still the design that we use today, and it wouldn't see any changes from 1932 to 1965. Up until 1965, all quarters were made of 90% silver, but in 1965, they swapped to a mixture of copper and nickel. The reverse designs of these quarters have changed quite a bit. In 1976, we got the bicentennial reverse, and starting in 1999, the reverses had some kind of different state on them. The state quarter program would go on picking 5 different states until 2021. The commemorative gold standing Liberty quarter being made in 2016. In 2021, we did get a crossing the Delaware quarter, and in 2022, we started the American Women's Series, which is still going today.